So this gives you a lot of the lightweight feel and response that you get with some of the, with the Ultra FC and the FC Ultra. Basically the two high-end bindings. And yeah, these are a little heavier, but not by much. They're still super light, especially when you compare them to other bindings in the industry. And, the thing that I like about these is they're at a reasonable price point. They've got pretty good shock absorption and really good response. They're definitely upper tier bindings, but they're still doable. It's not like the end of the world price-wise for buying these bindings. They're very stiff, they're very aggressive. I mean, there's minimal twist. You would think this would twist so much more, but it's so tight. There's very little give and there's very little twist. I've talked about this a lot up above, and I've ridden this on a few different boards. I mean, my favorite was the Warp Speed. It's just so much fun, and I've ridden this on one or two other of my own boards in my quiver, and it really ramps up a board's edge-to-edge transitioning, and also its butterability. It's almost right there with like Burton bindings like the Genesis X and other bindings like that have their like minimized contact, but that's probably the closest comparison, although I feel this has more response than the Genesis X, and just maybe a shade less butterability, but it's a really good binding. And I love these ankle straps. We talked about these above, but let's get this all black guy here under the pretty lights so you can kind of see what's going on there. Here's a close-up look at the cant, and you can kind of see it from the front side too. And I love that cant. I love that inward roll. It's easier on the joints. The only thing you have to make sure is see how this has a smooth here. You have to line that up correctly when you put this on your binding. I mean, when you put this binding on your board, it has to be kind of like this. And that way you're in line with the cant. So it's a little tricky with a mini disc, but it's okay. I would have loved to have seen some kind of flip thing there, so it would just be perfectly aligned, as opposed to this, kind of removable pop top. I find that it's just, if you're traveling without it, you have to just be a lot more mindful of the mini disc, and I'm constantly in fear of losing them. Once it's on board, it's fine, but a lot of people take the binding off when they travel, blah, 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 or, want to switch from board to board. So it would be nice to have that pop top just to hold it there, have it attached somehow and just have it flip up. That would be way better, and have it snap down on the other side. But hey, it's not a deal breaker, like I said in other things. You have an adjustable heel loop. You don't have adjustability here. Just amazing toe ratchets, amazing toe straps, amazing ratchets. It's a really good binding, and I think I liked where they went from the old. At first I wasn't sure. I liked the high back of the old T-Rice better, but I like everything else about the new T-Rice better. I like the mini disc because you've got that nice balance of response and butterability, where the old T-Rice wasn't as buttery. It's like, if you want aggressive contact pro, here you have it. You've got way better edge-to-edge response and a similar butterability, but more ankle support, and stiffer high back. I just wish this had just a little more twist in it, especially since you only have one option here. But I did rotate the high back through the heel cup, by just pulling the heel cup out on one side and leaving the other side in, and that worked okay. It's just not ideal for dialing it out perfectly for your boot. But again, you know, just giving you a look. Look at just how, you know, they're so, it's just minimal contact with the board. I really just love this binding for what it does, and I think it's great for somebody looking for a lot of response. And it's reasonable in terms of price point.